Okay, our first speaker is Young Kim.
I was forcefully returned from China to North Korea 10 times, but I never gave up and arrived in Korea in December 2006, looking for Korea.
제가 북한에 있을 때는 일단 미국 하게 되면 침략자, 괴뢰, 도당 뭐 이렇게 나쁜 영어 언어만 쓰다가 가끔씩 평양에 가면 외국 사람들 봤을 때 정말 신기해서 따라다녔거든요. 너무 신기해서. 근데 그렇게 신기하다고 생각하는 미국에 와서 미국 사람들이랑 이렇게 아무렇지 않게 도로를 다닌다는 게 제가 지금 꿈은 아니겠지 뭐 이런 생각이 들기도 하는데, 아무튼 미국이란 나라에 와서 세계에서 최고의 대학이라는 하버드에서 저희 인생 스토리, 탈북 스토리를 얘기를 한다는 게 꿈만 같습니다.
Holding hands, we began to get a deeper understanding of the lives that surrounded us.
As in of persons with disabilities. Yeah. And as they are persons with disabilities.
North Korea has said the right things about disability, but its actions have not made its words.
Today, the main focus of my speech is about North Korean children who are born in third countries.
직접 해보니까 자기의 부족함을 많이 알았던 것 같아요. 조금 더 연습하고, 그리고 약간 조금 더 자연스럽게 그 사람들과 대화하는 느낌이 조금 더 있어야 되는 느낌이에요. 잘할 거예요.
Today, you will hear a simple story about an ordinary woman and how she learned that anything is possible no matter the label.
You have several times where you mention labels.
Label.
When you mention the label, that's the time to move. Okay? So, yes. And when you mention a label, that's the time I'm going to introduce a new topic to you. So, be ready for this new point. Okay, our first speaker is Young Kim.
I escaped from North Korea 3 times. I'm here to share my experience. First, why did I escape North Korea 3 times?
The beginning. Otherwise, your feet did not move.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but you have it memorized. But I want you to think about how you're going to use these, because I think we're going to have a podium tomorrow. Yeah. So you might be able to put them on the podium, and then.
많은 분들한테 알리는 목적으로 왔기 때문에 내가 준비한 것만큼 그 분들이 알아들었으면 좋겠다는 마음을 가지고 연습을 좀 많이 더 해서 내일은 좀 더 완벽한 무대를 보여주고 싶다라는 생각을 하고 있고요. 그 코멘트를 받고 나서는 제가 어떻게 하는지를 미리 체크를 할 수 있어서 볼 수가 있었고, 그래서 좀 좋은 것 같고, 코멘트 받고 그것을 좀 적용을 해서 내일 하면 좀 더 괜찮지 않을까라는 생각을 해보았습니다. 파이팅!
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 지금 많은 분들이 등록을 하셔가지고 또 모든 참석하는 우리 탈북민들이 준비한 만큼 실력을 발휘했으면 좋겠고 또 그 외에 참석하신 분들이 탈북민의 문제, 북한 인권 문제, 또 더 나아가 북한 상황에 대해서 이해할 수 있는 그런 시간이 되기를 바랍니다.
Growing up in North Korea, I was brainwashed to believe that North Korea was the best country in the world. It was difficult believing such an idea after seeing my friends, neighbors, and my own parents pass away from starvation and disease during North Korea's famine of the 1990s. So, when I was 17 years old, I defected from North Korea with my older sister. But the first night I escaped, I caught in traffic.
Those children born to North Koreans in third countries deal with a constant identity crisis. Most North Korean children born in China naturally identify as Chinese. However, upon escaping to North Korean with their mothers, they face a shift in nationality and language, transitioning from Chinese to Korean.
With my family and friends in South Korea, I'm happy. But I have thought about how to speed up change within North Korea. How can we forge the key to unlock the prison?
Father was the only person I could turn to for help. However, his new life wasn't all that great either. So I had to bear all the pain. By the time I graduated from elementary school, I was becoming better at being a stranger.
The United Nations has set aside December 3rd as the Day of Disabilities, and North Korea says that it does the same thing on June 18th. However, when my family escaped from North Korea 9 years later on June 27th, 2018, with my father carrying my mother on his back, we didn't even know North Korea had Day of Disabilities.
I was captured 10 times when I first get deported to North Korea. Events occur that are unimaginable. Beatings, cold, starvation, torture, post-survival. Life became unbearable. Women who get pregnant in China are taken to hospitals and forced to have an abortion. They are abused to the point the baby dies.
When I was watching the American movie The Mask of Zorro, I dreamed of going to the United States. I was born into an ordinary family, and we had a traditional Korean home, a hanok, and I played outside. When I was 9 years old, I saw my father dying, even though it was a terrible disease. From this time on, my family was no longer ordinary family.
And then grand prize winner of the 19th I Am from North Korea English speech contest is awarded to Myung-hee Kim.
Well, it's been one of the most rewarding things I've done in my life. I've got to see my mentee kind of grow. You get to see somebody that really wants to improve and determined, and it's really awesome to see their progress. It's great. And then just to be involved with an organization like FSI, I've heard good things about them. I've met the two founders, and I think they're really good people. And I think their mission is absolutely worth supporting.
Yeah, I think the speech contest was really incredible. What the people from North Korea are doing, giving a speech in, a second, maybe even a third language is really, really just something that I think not many people appreciate. And also hearing such different perspectives was really interesting, because I think a lot of times people know about North Korea and know the facts, but the personal stories are often something that you have to seek out. And I think it was great to have them on Harvard campus today.
It was an honor to judge this contest, but such a very difficult decision, because the bravery that all of these refugees showed is just incredibly inspirational and heartwarming. And thank you to Freedom Speakers International for the opportunity. And I wish nothing but the best for this organization and these just beautiful people.
I was so blown away by how willing the participants were to share their stories in a platform like this with strangers in a different language than they grew up speaking. And I just was struck by their courage, and I think that it's courage like that is going to bring about a lot of change, and it gives me hope.
학원에서 7분의 탈북민 분들의 그 이야기를 듣고 제가 참 많은 감동을 받았고, 정말 용기 있게 이렇게 말씀을 전해주셔서 너무나 감사드립니다. 또 앞으로 또 자유로운 대한민국에서 꿈을 향해 나아가시길 항상 기도하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Okay, it feels great. I mean, it's something that I envisioned about 6 years ago. But at that time, we were just too poor, couldn't do anything like this. And then COVID hit, we still couldn't do it. But after COVID, I talked to Eungu that I'd like us to make the speech contest international. So we began making moves to make that happen, and today it happened. We actually had a speech contest at Harvard University. Okay, well, first of all, I'd like to come back here or go somewhere else prominent next year. The next contest, our 20th one, I'm sure will be in Seoul. So I think next year it would be great if we could come back and have another speech contest, again, either at Harvard or somewhere else that really wants us.